Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushaq, choose what really matters.
It's been 1 month, exactly 30 days, since the Taliban overthrew the democratically elected government of Afghanistan. They took Kabul to set up what they call an Islamic emirate. Since then, violence and chaos has been an everyday affair. The world is not challenging the Taliban's power grab. Their rule is absolute, it seems. Why then are two of their leaders hiding? For days now, two top leaders of the Taliban have been missing. Mullah Akhundzada, the so-called emir of this new Islamic Republic, and Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, the interim deputy prime minister. Now, Akhundzada, we know, is a ghost. He hasn't shown his face since the Taliban took Kabul. But Mullah Baradar is the most recognizable face of the Taliban. And there is intense speculation now over his absence. Is he dead? Is he sick? Or is he just missing/hiding? We asked the same question on Monday. That's when reports said that Baradar had been shot dead. We could not verify those reports. The Taliban denied them. But they won't spell out where he is. Where is Mullah Baradar? What happened to him? What explains the Taliban's silence? Infighting. A war is playing out within the ranks, a power struggle, a race for credit. Who gets the credit for the grand victory against the West? And who gets to decide the future of Afghanistan? There is fierce disagreement within the Taliban, and the senior leadership are fighting each other, quite literally. Late last week, clashes broke out at the presidential palace in Kabul. Reports say Baradar was meeting Khalil-ur-Rahman Haqqani, the acting minister for refugees, also another globally listed terrorist. The talks led to disagreement and ended in a brawl. The two camps clashed, Baradar versus Haqqani. Things took an ugly turn. Reports say Baradar was very upset and left for Kandahar. What led to this fight? The shape of the new interim government. Apparently, Baradar is unhappy with it. He did not want a government that was made up of just Taliban fighters. You know, the promise of having an inclusive government that was not kept. More importantly, he did not want a demotion. You see, ever since the Taliban took power, Baradar was tipped to be the prime minister, the most recognizable face, someone that the West has dealt with. Then Pakistan played its card and Baradar became or was named the deputy prime minister. Understandably, that's a sore point. Baradar is seen as the moderate face of the Taliban. He and his supporters believe that diplomacy is their best chance, the best way forward. So the government should represent that. It should have fewer militant elements and more of those men who sat in the Taliban's front office in Doha. But Baradar is being challenged by the Haqqanis. They argue that fighting delivered them victory, not diplomacy. So the fighters should be on top. Haqqanis control a large number of the fighters, those who were part of the offensive. So basically what the Haqqanis are saying is this: they won the war for the Taliban and they should get the upper hand in the government, which, by the way, they already have thanks to Pakistan, at least in the caretaker government. The Haqqanis have got a good deal. 4 key ministers are from the Haqqani network. Sirajuddin Haqqani is the interior minister, the head of the Haqqani group. He controls the entire security establishment in Afghanistan. He's also on the UN terror watch list. Then we have Khalil-ur-Rahman Haqqani, Sirajuddin's uncle. He was the one who clashed with Baradar last week. He's the Minister of Refugees. Najibullah Haqqani is another UN-listed terrorist in the Taliban government. He's the Minister of Communication. And finally, we have Sheikh Abdul Baqi Haqqani, the Minister for Higher Education. He's the only Haqqani in government who is not a listed terrorist. So we have two power centers, two distinct camps, the Baradar camp and the Haqqani camp, both fighting for more power. The divide is for the world to see, but the Taliban continue to deny it.
The earlier government had opposition, not anymore. Now Afghanistan is independent. The other important thing is that the people of Islamic Emirate have vast and good experience and have the goodwill to work for the people. Previously, those who opposed us used to fight. Now when we came, we have forgiven all our adversaries. Some of them are abroad, the rest are in Kabul who have been given general amnesty. Now we don't have any opposition, neither any opposing territory. Our expectations is that we will be in good and cordial contact with all of the international community.
No matter what they say, the cracks are showing. The infighting is just one of their problems, though. The protests are another. They have spread beyond Kabul. Look at these images. They're from Kandahar. Thousands of Afghans protesting. This happened on Tuesday. This is against forced evictions from government properties. Reports say around 3,000 families were asked to leave from an army colony, so they decided to hit the streets and block roads. How will a divided Taliban deal with all of this? They only know how to use guns. Will they shoot at the protesters or each other? The Afghanistan story, unfortunately, has not reached its worst point yet. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.
Gravitas, co-presented by Skoda. Kushaq, choose what really matters.